Pokémon Emerald Kaizo, probably the hardest Pokémon ROM hack to have been created so far, with higher level gym leaders, tougher trainer and gym leader teams, and restrictions including no items in battle and certain items and moves removed or only available in post-game. So I wanted to see if it was possible to beat this game with a party of one Pokémon, specifically Sunkern, the weakest Pokémon in the game. To cover the rules, in combat I can only use Sunkern. I'll have to use other Pokémon for HMs, but I won't use them in battle. There are several double battles in this game, and for any mandatory double battles I'll enter with Sunkern and one of the HM slaves will be a low level, and I'll direct any of its attacks towards Sunkern to avoid any advantage. I'm giving myself infinite berries, only as each type becomes available, just to not have to waste time on growing more of them. I will be allowing the use of save states later in the game, as the whole point is to see if this is at all possible, and save states will just allow us to get the best possible RNG. With all that covered, let's get started. We arrive at our new home and immediately leave to start our own adventure. I use the Universal Pokémon Randomizer to replace Trico with Sunkern to keep it that our rival has a fire type to counter our grass. At this point I should cover Sunkern's stats, or frankly lack of. With just 30 points for each stat and a grand total of 180, nearly half that as a first form starter, this is going to be a long run. We face down the Zigzagoon, and despite the level advantage we aren't doing much damage as our only move is Absorb with a power of 20, and for reference Tackle is 40. We do at least recover a bit of health each time and take down the Zigzagoon with little issue. After this, I immediately grind up Sunkern to level 8 in anticipation of the rival fight, and in this time I learn Growth. I enter the rival fight and start with Growth, and Torchic goes for Scratch. I got 4 growths in before a critical Scratch took me down, and I tried again and managed to get to the same point without the crit, surviving on 3 HP, but Absorb did hardly anything even after 4 growths, and I didn't heal out of his damage range. I grind up another level and try again, opening again with Growth and his Scratches doing slightly less due to the level gain. This time I managed to get 5 growths in and still be at 10 HP. I'm still not doing much damage, but I'm recovering 1 HP less than the damage Torchic is doing, so I managed to take it down. I carry on through the game, managing to get past most trainers without issue, until Bugcatcher James. By this point I've reached level 18 and learnt Mega Drain and Ingrain. He opens with Paris that puts me to sleep and then uses Aerial Ace. I tried the fight multiple times with the same result. I decided to grind up and try again at each level. Finally at level 23 I had this run, and after managing to survive past Paris, I was able to one-shot the rest of his team, and then immediately hit the next problem with the first team Magmagron. I open with Ingrain and he uses Thunder Wave paralysing me, so now he outspeeds. I go for Growth and he uses Flash Cannon, and despite the level difference does a decent chunk of damage. I lose a turn to Paralysis and my Oran Berry activates to recover some health. I get in another Growth and then go for Mega Drain, but it's not enough to finish him off, and the next Flash Cannon takes me down. It took multiple attempts, but I finally got this run where I went with the same strategy of Ingrain followed by Growth, but this time managed to not lose a turn to Paralysis and took Magnemite out in one shot. Houndour got in a Super Fang and an Ember, but went down to 2 Mega Drains. Bagon came out of a Headbutt and brought me down to 2 HP, but a Mega Drain was a one shot. Koffing stalled me out with Protect, but only managed to land a weak Thief before going down to 2 Mega Drains. Last was Duskull, and despite stalling as well with Protect, went down to 1 Mega Drain. I got past the rest of the trainers before the gym without much issue, arriving at level 25 having swapped Absorb out for Cut. We got past the first trainer in the gym and then got brick walled by the second. They open with Aeron and we go for Ingrain, and they hit us with a Rock Tomb lowering our speed. We only managed to get in 2 growths before our health hits yellow and we're forced to go for Mega Drain. We do good damage, but Aeron hangs on and takes us back down to yellow before we finish him off. Next is Corsolar, who takes us down to just 1 HP with Aurora Beam before going down to 1 shot. Rhyhorn doesn't even land a hit and we recover to nearly full health, but next out is Yanma, who resists Grass. I go for Cut while they go for Silverwind. We get lucky with a crit, but he survives on a Sliver. I go for Mega Drain to recover at least a little bit of health, but Yanma takes us back to 14 and we recover to 19. However, Larvitar comes out and is faster than us and takes us down. I tried this fight a few dozen times and this was our best attempt. I decided to go clear out the route to the north and come back at a higher level. Coming back at level 30 now with Giga Drain instead of Mega Drain. With the increased power I'm now able to take Aeron down with a crit and outspeed Corsolar for a one-shot. Rhyhorn was again a one-shot, and while Yanma still outspeeds, goes down to 1 Giga Drain. Larvitar still outspeeds us, and Rockslide manages to get a flinch, but I go for Giga Drain again, and we survive the Rockslide to land a one-shot. We get past the next trainer in the gym pretty easily and make it to Roxanne. She opens with Nose Pass and I go for Ingrain. We get hit with a Thunder Wave but recover from Paralysis thanks to our Cherry Berry. Giga Drain is then enough to one-shot Nose Pass, and next is Laleep. That survives a Giga Drain with a Sliver and hits Sludge Bomb, but fortunately doesn't poison us. They recover with a Citrus Berry, but we finish them in the next turn with another Giga Drain. Anorith comes out, but goes down in 1 Giga Drain, and next is Shuckle. 1 Giga Drain does just under half, and they went for a Curse. I tried Cut, but it did literally nothing, and they went for another Curse. I landed another Giga Drain to leave them with a Sliver, and Shuckle went for another Curse, so I hit another Giga Drain to get it back to yellow health. They wasted their last turn on another curse and went down to one final Giga Drain. Next is Relic Ants that I outspeed and one-shot, and last is Lunatone, which is the same story, outsped and one-shot, winning the first badge.